Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you are returning. Today is the Daily Color episode 132. I said I was going to be working on the bunny and I have been. And I just wanted to talk a little bit before I move on. We're going to do the mushroom in the Black Widow. But before I move on from the bunny, which was 129 I believe, and 130 was the autumn leaves, both using the Derwent Lightfast. But one of the things about animal portraits when you're working with fur and realism, and of course I have line art that I'm working with that are black lines that I didn't want to have to actually get rid of. So it takes a lot of time, many layers, and what makes a good animal portrait pencil is the ability to do lots and lots of layers, even on a very smooth paper, which this is. And I want to talk about the ugly stage. So, you know, when I color for 45 minutes and I'm trying to do, a bunny that looks like a furry bunny and try to get some realism, there's going to be no way it can be done in 45 minutes. So this bunny probably has maybe 3 hours put into it. And what I've done now is changed a little bit of my more recent layers to darker colors. I have brought in autumn brown and chocolate. Yeah, chocolate. So these two colors I have been alternating and working. They're dark enough that I'm now able to cover up the lines and have some semblance of fur instead of the black border. And so that's what I've been doing, and it's literally just sitting here covering little lines. I've covered his whole nose now. I think I didn't have, this nose was mostly a light brown. I think I colored it, but it was still very light. So I think it's a little bit further past the ugly stage. You guys probably got to see it right in the height of its ugly stage. And I'm used to seeing things in that ugly stage, and I'm used to taking a long time to draw things. So I just wanted to make sure that I put those words out there to get you all familiar if you're not familiar with, the ugly stage of drawing something that's not quite hair by hair, but very much the semblance. You're working in like very small chunks on the page, and you're adding and subtracting and adding and subtracting. And I still might do some adding and subtracting as I go. And then one of the things I did do wrong, you guys didn't get to see it because I did it after I stopped filming, was I put in his whiskers. And when I put in the whiskers, then I started to do more layering. And so this area right here around the muzzle is a little bit blackened because I think I used ivory black. So I've mostly worked through that part of the ugly phase, and that was a mistake that I had made by putting on the finishing touch way too early. So I've cleaned up his muzzle area. I've taken the darker tones all the way down through right about here, so I still have the rest of this body area to work on, all little teeny tiny lines. And so the Lightfast pencils, I also realized I didn't really talk about, yes, they're a Lightfast pencil, so you can put them under a museum framing and it'll last over 100 years. But one of the things that they do very well, the color palette is a more muted palette, but you can layer and layer and layer with these, which is lovely. I just checked prices so that you guys, if you are curious and you don't know, they are officially the most expensive pencil of any that I own. They are $4.99 a piece, and the Caran d'Ache Luminance are $4.80 a piece, and I think the Holbeins are $4.20. They could be $4.80. I didn't even look at the Holbeins. So these are the most expensive pencil that I own. So I do put a lot of pressure on them as a pencil. And when I was doing this autumn leaf, I felt that the colors were very muted, not vibrant like a Prismacolor, or even all of my Color pencils and Brute Funers are very vibrant. And that's not what these are supposed to be all about. Even the Luminance, I think, is a brighter color palette, and they go down creamier than the Lightfast. These Lightfast pencils are as I said, they are not chalky, but not quite silky. They're like a tweener feel. I prefer a silky to creamy feeling pencil, so these don't feel the best to me. But as I have sat here the last 2 nights and just put little tiny hairs on this bunny, I am impressed with how many layers you can put down. By now, all of my economy budget pencils would have turned into like a slick, and no more, because of the filler, no more color would go down. But I can seek out these little areas on his chest and just add these little individual hairlines over and over and over the top of this lighter creamy brown color that I had put down, which was a mix of like chestnut and no, these are actually, these colors aren't even the right colors, except for this one might be light bronze. So on the bunny, I'm pretty happy with the progress now. I will try to, by Sunday for the weekly color, have all of these little hair layers completed to my satisfaction. The other thing I spent time on was the green has really taken on a lot of depth to it, and I've added a very dark green out to this green, grass green 70%. So I'm liking how that is coming along, and I will still be doing more to finish it. But I just wanted to talk about the ugly stage, the purpose of these pencils, how they work, the positives that they have. If their colors aren't as vibrant and the laydown isn't as vibrant, you can still put down layer after layer after layer of these little tiny flicks that a budget pencil just would not be able to take. Constant layer upon layer upon layer. I mean, there's probably at least 10 layers of flicking that I have now done, and I'm not done yet. So that's all I'm going to say about the bunny. On the autumn leaves, I have not, I'll color these last 2 bits in later, but I have gone in and I brought in another color. I brought in Scarlet, which I actually used Scarlet and Strawberry over here on the apples. And so Scarlet is a new color that I have just done some brightening up of these edges and the bottoms of the helicopters. So, and I'm at this point just doing some soft circles, filling in wherever there's a little tooth. I could come back and do some lines if I wanted to. Some veining, because like the bunny, this is the same type of pencil that can actually handle a lot of layering. So I could put in some hints of the lines. So that is now kind of the conclusion of the last 3 days, because I used the Lightfast over here with the Derwent drawing, the apple and the leaves. These leaf colors are all the Lightfast, and then the soft mushroom tones and the browns and the blues of the flowers, those again were all the Derwent drawing. The aqua water droplets are also Lightfast. So on that note, I'm going to go away one more time, and I'm going to get my pencils picked for coloring this mushroom. I have never used the Black Widows. I am very excited to get to play with them, and so I will be introducing them very soon here. And we will be spending, I've decided to do 2 projects. Both of these images will be done with the Black Widow. I don't want to rush it, and since they're a pencil that's new to me, and I do get 2 new pencils to play with, I will use the Black Widow first, and then I haven't even flipped the page and seen what the Erogitins get to color, but those will be the ones I do next. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I have picked some colors. I first wanted to share a little bit of info about the Black Widows that in order to organize these, since most of the sets, I have the 3 sets that don't have dipped ends, you only have the tip as your guide. Then I have the 2 skin tones, and those have dipped ends. I am missing 2 of the sets that also have dipped ends. So because all of these pencils are so different from tin to tin, I went ahead and did a pre-numbered guide for inside my case, and that is a free download, and it has these codes in very large bold letters. And then I also have this sheet that you can print out and slice it vertically to fill in the style of swatch card that I like to have. All of my swatches look this way and have little holes punched in them. I have lots of videos showing that, so I just wanted to point that out, and I will have the link to my blog where you can download these 2 free downloadables, including the free swatch sheet that has 2 of the long skinny swatches that I use, and you cut it in half. So that is it for the Black Widows, and again, I've not used them before. I did do a first look with you guys and did a 5-color sunset blend, and that is all I have done with them. And now, before I get to coloring, sorry, I needed a drink of water, I want to share one last little bit about the Derwent Lightfast. These 2 pencils are the only ones I owned a 72 set for a long time. Then they came out with some new colors and made the set 100. So that is the only set that I have bought the wood box. I got a really good deal on it. And between those 2 sets, as far as I know, sorry, I'm lowering my camera. I'll even lower it one lower. I have these 2. Oh, and this one is not the one. So let's see if it's up here. I had the turquoise. It was the color I wanted to use. Yeah. Anyhow, it has cracked and broke and will not stay sharp. So I have a backup one of those, but this one has, if I can show you, the end of it, as you can see. We're going to switch our I hope that focuses for you. So the end of the dipped end the paint didn't adhere or something. Something happened there. So that's it. I have one that's cracked all the way through, and this color, Fossil Gray, has a flaw on the dipped end. And other than that, every single pencil is beautiful. So there we go. Finished with those. Now I'm going to pause one more time so I can get my coloring book set up here on my clipboard. All right, I did find it. This is my color that I even manually sharpened. I used the Dull 133, and then I also used a manual sharpener, and it is just cracked all the way down, and that is the dark turquoise, so I'll have to go get my backup one of these out at some point, because I think it is cracked all the way through. So we are going to work on this mushroom today, and we are using these lovely black hexagon shaped pencils. They are Black Widow, and none of these happen to be, oh, these are all cobras. It's a nice purple blend for these like coneflower type flowers, and there are some fun color names. So I will be posting the numbers used, but if I see a fun name, I'll point it out. And the fun name for this set of 3, a blend from dark to light purple, is the color Space. So CB80, oh, I should go light to dark, CB55, CB118, and CB80. So these pencils have a nice matte finish to them, and they have the black on black. They sharpen a little bit rougher than a normal pencil would, so it's not a light wood at all, and they kind of have a little bit of a hefty feel to them. They do not feel light and svelte like the Pablos do feel to me. Because the Pablos, I still have those out because I'm still working on getting my deep dive ready for those, and they're also a hexagonal pencil, but they are a shiny, a very small diameter, and feel very light. So I am going to start with the dark color Space, and I don't know what I'm in for. I did swatch them all, so I have touched each color at least once, and then did the sunset blend with you guys. So far, I like them. This is definitely the first time on this paper. This is a smooth paper. Again, these were the really, really good deal that I got on the Facebook Marketplace. And I went and picked these up 2 towns south, well, really 4 towns south on 95. And it's so funny, we live in a community that has all these activities and things, so I do not have to leave very often. All of my activities are right here in this park. So I have moved to the next lighter color, which is called Grape. I did sharpen them. They were blunt-ended. The person who owned them hardly used them. I don't even think she swatched with them because there were many that had not been used at all. Today, out there in the world, my truck says it is 97. It is very warm, but thank goodness we've had breezes every day. If it weren't for the breezes here along the coast, we would be miserable. Our first year here, we did get to spend 1 month on the coast at this community in a rental spot, and we were in the middle central Florida, and it was so humid and we were not used to it. And so we would play disc golf at the local park every day, and it was so hot. And now my body's used to it, and I go out and I love it. We work in the heat, work on our yard, work out. Don't let the hot weather slow us down. Just have to stay very hydrated. Hydrated, sunscreen, sun hat, and sunglasses are a definite must. I will post a picture of I think I posted a picture of these 2 birds of paradise pots that my neighbor rescued from our vegetation disposal area. And we finally got one of them in the ground. Hub really wanted to put both of them down. But from what I've read, they are a plant that will go into shock. You have to be very careful with them so that they won't die. And I didn't want to kill both of them. So this particular one, we had to cut the giant pot away, and the roots were completely entangled all the way. And this is a big pot. So I didn't let Hub cut. He has a jigsaw, and he was just going to power cut right through, chunk it up into fourths. And I went, nope, I don't think we should do that. I'm afraid that will kill it. So this particular one is just one big chunk, and it looks smaller than it would be if we had put both of them in. But the second one I want to chop up into smaller pieces and help probably keep it in pots, which I only have 2 big enough pots. So I will be acquiring a couple more. I'd like to have it in 4 pots and see if I can get them to recover. So hopefully in all of that, while I was talking, I wasn't paying attention to where my hand is, and I hope I could actually move it that way, that it wasn't blurry. Like I say, I only get one shot at this. This one I made a little darker, not necessarily on purpose. But it's good to make everything a little bit different. So now the instructions after transplanting a very root-bound bird of paradise is that it needs to be watered every day. At least it was the right season. You're supposed to transplant them late spring, early summer, which is exactly what the time of year is here. And so every day it gets to be watered, and we may be having to go back to my mom's house to get our stuff that has been there for 8 years. Can't believe that many years have gone by since we moved, started traveling, sold our home. Crazy. All right, so there's the 2 or 3 coneflowers. These feel really good. There's some crumbs I've noticed, not bad. The light fast pencils don't seem to make crumbs at all. They're a very tidy, clean pencil. Okay, so these are 4 colors for the maroon to pink mushroom. And they are 3 different sets. So we have, and the names of the colors are in a different place. So going light to dark, we have Delicious Pink SC41, Black Widow BW57. I thought that was funny that they named something a Black Widow after the namesake, and the color red. CB61 is Blood Diamond, and Burgundy SC77. So I'm going to rotate things, hopefully to keep my hand out of the camera's view. So I've been playing with the different pressures. This right here is heavy pressure, small ovals, and I will lighten up the pressure as I fill up the space and go further into the mushroom to go to the next color. These are a softer. Some people say they're hard. I'm not feeling the hard pressure, I feel that they are pretty soft. They are they feel like my Brute Funer squares actually, which is very interesting. The Brute Funer squares are one of my favorites. They were very well researched and were my first official budget pencil. I already owned, I think, all of my professional pencils at that point. I do have a few specific ones that are just certain colors, like the Derwent Artist pencils. I have a few of those. Those are very hard pencil that I have in some brown tones. I own maybe 20 of those and only 41 Holbeins. Okay, so now I am all prepared to go in here with the next color, Blood Diamond CB61. I have to watch my time too because I did do a little bit of, used 10 minutes to talk about the bunny and look at the fall leaves. These seem to hold a point well. I have not broke a point yet. I'm on my second pencil using medium to heavy pressure. I am so tempted to peek ahead for what I get to color with the Erogitans, which will be Friday. Yeah, because tomorrow I'll do this fox here in the Black Widows. Yeah, these feel really good. All right, next, third color out of 4 is a watermelon, BW57. Oh, and you know, I told you guys I was going to post the picture of my mom's trucks. She just finished coloring from this book. I will have to do that today. Alright, so now I have to make a lighter layer. Okay, lightest color, SE41 Delicious Pink. Fun name. And I can't remember if this comes with a white. I don't think I have white, so I will probably take white to burnish this out. Have somewhere an eraser. Nope, I don't have my little eraser nearby. So let's go right to the small mushroom. I should have probably done that one when I did the big one. So I may, because I can't remember, I'm looking at my time, it says 36 minutes. I can't remember if that is in addition to the 10. I don't think the 10 was part of this video. So I'm going to finish this mushroom as quickly as I can. I'm moving to the second lightest. Yep, blood diamond. Oh, there we go. I finally wore a tip down enough to snap just the very end of it off. Okay. Watermelon. And delicious pink. Yep. And I'm going to move right along to the toadstool stem color. Again, I'll smooth all this out later. I have two stem colors. Two stem colors. I see that. Here they are. As far away as they can be. So, the light color is Brown Fog SL021 and Dark Chocolate SC40. I'm actually going to do more linear on this. All right. Dark chocolate. Following the guides of the shadow lines. All right, so I'm either going to be a few minutes early finishing or 10 minutes late because it's 40 minutes now. Just going to blend out the stem coloring. And these are, I think I've mentioned, these are a wax pencil. They definitely feel waxy to me. All right, I don't have a brush. There's a few crumbs. I will have to remember that tomorrow. So tomorrow we will continue on. I'll be doing the greens and these two flowers. And I already have the colors picked out. So that should be quick, and then I will pick colors and have the fox ready to go. So, thank you again for coloring with me today. I hope you will join me tomorrow. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. And I will meet you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.